Assalamu alaikum. So, Mohammed, this episode we need to talk about that like when someone have urges to like same sex, opposite sex, younger generation, different things. So in Islam, how this can be really addressed?
Yeah, I mean, when it comes to the urges of either same-sex, opposite, or anything, I think it really comes back to that person understanding what it is to be a Muslim. And for us to be a Muslim means to submit ourselves to a higher power, to the Creator that created us. And sometimes we need to trust that. Because just in general, for example, if you have an iPhone and your iPhone broke, you know, you're not going to go to a Samsung store or a Nokia store. You're going to go to the store that created that phone, which is the Apple store, right? Because they know best. They created that phone. They engineered that phone. They know it inside and out. So I think we need to have the same thing with ourselves. So if we are battling with certain urges, finding it hard to control it and so forth, and us as Muslims, we are, you know, told to control it in a way where it's healthy for us. And that can only happen if we have that trust in Allah, that, you know what, Allah created me, you know, Allah allowed me to, you know, have emotions and, you know, free thinking and so forth. And Allah told me that these emotions need to be controlled in a healthy way. And it's extremely difficult. It's not easy whatsoever. But I think as Muslims, if we have that trust with God, that, you know what, let me submit myself to God. And yes, this life is going to be extremely hard for me, but my plan is the afterlife. That's where the true reward is. So I think that's what we need to do as a young generation, that, you know what, this life is temporary, because this is just a rest stop, right? We're born, we're just in this journey, we're stopping here only for a rest stop, you know, and then after that, we'll continue our path. So whatever struggles we're going through, urges, desires, we need to have that trust in God where, you know, He knows what we're going through, and He expects us to do our best to control it, right? To interact with it in a way where He told us how to, and then hopefully we get that ultimate prize in the end because of that struggle and that control that we showed on this life.
But how can we deliver a message to our like young generations, like, you know, like even with trying to like really like suppress this urge, you know, and try to help them with this, because sometimes like they find like surrounding, you don't have to suppress your urge.
Well, that's exactly, and I think that's what usually the media and so forth tells us.
Yes.
But problem is, like, imagine that message where we're telling people that don't suppress your urge, just do whatever you want to do. It becomes like that movie Purge, right? There's a movie called Purge where once a year, anything goes, killing, raping, you name it. Because it's subjective. Each one has different desires, right? Some people have the opposite sex, some people the control sex. So if you're telling someone that just unleash your urges, do whatever makes you feel best, you're gonna have a bunch of people start doing really crazy things, right? Because now they're saying, well, you know, I'm told that I need to express my urges. I don't have to control them, so let me just go out and start, you know. But again, that message is quite dangerous, because then you don't develop this ability to forget about your urges. Now it's your emotions, right? You're supposed to control your emotions as well, right? If you get angry, you're supposed to control it. So now imagine someone says, you know what? I don't have to control my urges. I don't have to control my emotions. So let me just start cursing people, flipping people, you know, calling people names. I think that's what happens in a society, and that's what happens in a problem. And I think that's why Islam gives that solution, where it gives us this balanced life on how to control our emotions and our desires in a healthy way where it's not harming us physically. Maybe it's going to hurt emotionally, whatever, but that's okay, you know, because our true happiness is going to come in the end, inshallah.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.